And I'm going to feel even
excited.
better
Yep.
when we are watching our next act. The delightful, the incredible Tom Ballard!
Give it up!
Hello. Thank you very much, wonderful people. Thanks for coming out, supporting a great cause. Here's a bit of free advice for all the men in the room. Fellas in the room, don't manscape, all right? Don't do what I did last year. I shaved off all my pubic hair, going along the theory of trimming the bushes to make the tree look taller. Tree looked around about the same, just surrounded by ingrown hairs. That was a weird garden. What's going on with ingrown hairs? I'm not going out there, man. They just cut you down. I'm going to try and make it out through the arse. Hang out with the liver for a bit, yeah! I don't mind if you go into my body. Could you just not show up as weird red wounds around my dick, looking like a cross between herpes and chickenpox? Could you do that? Thanks, body. Lovely to be here. I caught the train here, right? And as I got off the train, I was walking through the station, and there were these people handing out religious material, right? There's books and stuff. And I'm not religious, right? I'm an atheist. I'm a gay, vegetarian atheist. I'll be running for Prime Minister in 2000 and unlikely. Thank you very much. And that's just my opinion. I just happen to be an atheist. If you're religious, I'm not saying that you're an idiot, but I am thinking that. So... But these people had a weird pitch. They were giving out these free religious books. They had a weird pitch. They were like, free book. Free book. I'm like, yeah, the reason I'm not a Christian is because Bibles are too expensive. They're just too hard to get a hand on. I can believe a guy came back from the dead, but I can't believe these prices. But I'm thinking, if God is real, right? If God is really, truly real, do you think he's been keeping up with the news stories of the past couple of years? I guess he is the news, really, if you believe in God. He's newspapers, and he's Facebook, and he's Twitter, and he's the internet, and he's Koshi. God is Koshi. And Koshi is God. Do you reckon he's been keeping up with the news stories of the past couple of years, and then just looking at the Ten Commandments going, really should have put in don't fuck kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I know, I understand 10 is a round number, but that really does seem to be the one that's tripping up a lot of people. I thought I would have got a look in. Lose the one about blasphemy, put in don't fuck kids, I don't know. Why do we still have priests? It's 2013. Priests are celibate men who are supposed to help us with complex moral dilemmas. This is not a good system. Men can't think good if we can't blow a load, okay? We can't focus on anything. We can't solve anything. If I knew a guy who had had sex for 20 years, I wouldn't trust him to do my taxes. I'd be worried he'd shove the pen up his ass and jizz on my receipts, all right? This is not a good way to do things. Anyway, God bless you all for being here. I want to leave you with a story, ladies and gentlemen. This is a story about the triumph of the human spirit and getting through adversity. It seems appropriate for tonight. Now, this story comes from country Victoria. Now, normally stories from country Victoria are not stories about the triumph of the human spirit. Normally stories from country Victoria are stories about regret and TAFE. So this is different. My cousins live in Horsham in regional Victoria. Anyone here been to Horsham? Too much enthusiasm already. Lovely place. There's a river that runs through Horsham, and every summer kids go down to the river and they swing out on rope swings over the water and they splash about in the water, have great Australian fun, right? So one summer, a friend of my cousins is doing that same thing, goes down to the river, grabs a rope swing, swings that over the water, lands in the water, comes up to the surface, raises his arms above his head in joy, and realises that half his arm is missing. It's been squeezed off by the rope, his body's gone into shock. Right? Imagine that. One moment you're having fun with your mates, next minute, half your arm, totally gone. This kid was 19 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Such a tragedy. That is prime fingering age, and he is cut down. It gets good, it's fine. Now, if that shit happened to me at 19, ladies and gentlemen, I'd be like, hey, fuck you, life. Well, I'd be like, fuck you, life. I'm done. I'm going to watch programs about Kim Kardashian until I'm dead, all right? It's over. Not this dude. 19 years old, gets a prosthetic arm attached with a hook on the end. 2 years later, has his 21st birthday and makes it pirate-themed. Yeah! Yeah! How awesome is that? Don't clap, it'll mock him. But generally, Isn't that awesome? That's life giving you lemons, you making lemonade, then serving that lemonade at your 21st with your fucking hook. Yeah! Drink up, bitches! I saw my cousin, I said, how's your mate with the one arm? He said, yeah, good. His dad calls him Clock. I said, why? Because one's hand's shorter than the other. Yeah! That is what life is about, ladies and gentlemen. We should stop taking ourselves so seriously and do... More people should do shit like that. You know, people have been in car accidents, should have traffic light parties. People with dodgy hearts should have surprise parties. People with depression should have parties. You know, that's the kind of thing... It's going to make the world a better place. Thanks very much. Have a great night. Good on you. Cheers.